Be ready for dictation. 15 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. Mr. Chairman, sir, so far as the rural banks are concerned, they will help the rural poor. But so far as I know, the number of banks which are going to be started is very small according to the requirements of the rural people. If you want that they should really be helpful to the rural people, you must take into account the 60% population of the rural people who are almost poor peasants or agricultural laborers who require help, who are compelled to go to the money lender for their existence in their difficult time for their needs. If the government is really going to help them, then it requires finance. Those families as a whole in India will number a minimum of 6 crores. If you are to help them by giving at least rupees 100 or rupees 200 as loan per year for productive purpose, it will come to rupees 600 or 1200 crores per year. Then the purpose of the government will be really helpful to the poor people. The question is, if you want to give loans to these persons and want to free them from the clutches of the money lender or the big traders, then you must create a condition so that these poor persons, may be agricultural laborers, may be poor peasants, will be able to utilize the money taken from the bank in a productive way, have some surplus, help his family, and give back the loan taken from bank. In this way, the bank will be working properly, not getting liquidated. That condition must be created for the poor peasants and the agricultural laborers. This requires that these poor peasants must have sufficient land, proper irrigating facilities, seeds, and all that, so that by utilizing a small plot of land, he can produce sufficiently to maintain his family, to sell the surplus, make a profit, and give back the loan taken from the bank. That condition must be created. That is the basic thing we must think of. How are you going to do that? Without having that in our mind, our efforts will go in a blind way and will not help these poor people. Next comes the agricultural labor. If you cannot give them land, maybe scheduled castes or scheduled tribes or anybody, you must guarantee the minimum wage to the agricultural laborer. The annual budget is also an opportunity for the government to outline its priorities for the year to come. The priority of our government is clearly to provide additional resources for vulnerable sections rural areas, and social and physical infrastructure creation. The government shall also endeavour to continue with the ongoing reform program and ensure the passage of the constitutional amendments to enable the implementation of the goods and service tax, the passage of insolvency and bankruptcy law, and other important reform measures which are pending before the Parliament. Additionally, as I will detail later, we will undertake significant reforms such as the enactment of a law to ensure that all government benefits are conferred upon persons who deserve it by giving a statutory backing to the Aadhaar platform, bringing significant changes in the legislative framework relating to the transport sector so as to free it from constraints and restrictions, incentivizing gas discovery and exploration by providing calibrated marketing freedom, enactment of a comprehensive law to deal with resolution of financial firms, providing legal framework for dispute resolution in PPP projects and public utility contracts, undertaking important banking sector reforms and public listing of general insurance companies, and undertaking significant changes in FDI policy. Our agenda for the next year is therefore to transform India in this direction. My budget proposals are therefore built on this transformative agenda with 9 distinct pillars. Let me first take up agriculture and farmers' welfare. We are grateful to our farmers for being the backbone of the country's food security. We need to think beyond food security and give back to our farmers a sense of income security. Government will therefore reorient its interventions in the farm and non-farm sectors to double the income of the farmers by 2022. Our total allocation for agriculture and farmers welfare is rupees 36,000 crore. We need to address issues of optimal utilization of our water resources, create new infrastructure for irrigation, conserve soil fertility with balanced use of fertilizer, and provide value addition and connectivity from farm to markets. Irrigation is a critical input for increasing agriculture production and productivity. Out of 141 million hectares of net cultivated area in the country, only 46% is covered with irrigation. The Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sichai Yojana has been strengthened and will be implemented in mission mode.